What was your first forays into music?
I've been playing music for a very long time. I played music as a child. My parents put me through piano and violin and flute, so I've always been very close with music.
Always close with music. What was your favorite instrument growing up?
Piano. I didn't wasn't really a big fan of the violin. I just never thought it sounded very good. Flute was pretty fun, but just didn't have the same sort of complexity and range that the piano did. So I definitely think the piano was my favorite.
And what kind of music do you like now?
All sorts, all kinds. I wouldn't necessarily restrict myself to a genre or something like that. I just listen to music, and if I think it sounds good, I put it on my playlist and I listen to it. I like anything from classical music to hip hop, R&B, rap, jazz, alternative rock, all that stuff. So just really just whatever strikes my fancy. Yes.
Was there anything in particular in your Rolodeck of interests that inspired you to write the music for Omnius that you did?
Um, as I kind of realized what the creators are going for as far as the direction of that game and what they want to do with it. So I'm really trying to recall and take from other games that I've played, role playing games specifically like Final Fantasy or um, you know that sort of game. Quest for Glory, just kind of old school RPGs. So I think
Yeah.
back to those.
Sierra!
Right, yeah, I tried to think back to those and recreate some of that.
So how did you go about starting to make music for Omnius?
Uh, the creative process for me kind of comes and goes. It's it depends on if I'm just writing because I'm already inspired by something, or if I'm writing because I need to, essentially. So but really what I try to do whenever I sit down and I start working on a piece, I will first, of course, the most important is catering to what the creators want it to sound like, kind of the idea. This is fun, happy music, so it needs to at least sound fun and happy, and then you can go. They're other than kind of the general feeling of the song. They're very uh, loose on what I can do with it. So I try to definitely I start with this concept and I try to capture that feeling, and I have to take it from there, and then from that point I do listen to other soundtracks to try to kind of get try to get examples of the kind of thing that I want to write, and I want it to sound like, um, and that's kind of where I start. So I start with this mood, this concept, and then I pick instruments that I think will best illustrate that, and I pick a style of music that I think will best illustrate that, and I try to listen to examples of said things like Carnival, like the Chrono Trigger Carnival song,
Mm-hmm.
so just stuff like that, and then from there I that's kind of after I've picked all of those things, that's kind of where the creative process goes in full. So I at that point need to actually create the song, and yeah, I just really one of the oddest things that I have to account for that I'd never done before in writing music is making sure that the music can loop back on itself.
Is there a song in particular that the players should look forward to? A particular piece you might have been very proud of? Or highlight?
Um, of the songs that I've fully completed thus far, I really like the Carnival song a lot. I really tried to pull in kind of an Eastern European sound with that song, and I think that I did a pretty okay job at doing so. And I'm pretty happy with that piece thus far. Of course, I feel like I could use more work, much like everything else I've written. So, but as far as where it's at now, I like it a lot. Of course, I am also fond of the other music that I've written. So, but I think maybe they could look forward to the Carnival song.
Well, I think that kind of conducts the interview for today.
I'm very happy to write music for Ominous, and I'm very thankful for the people who can make this possible, which is the supporters of our Kickstarter and supporters of our game. So I'm giving it my all despite my busy schedule. I am making this a priority in my life so that we can get this game out there and have you guys playing it. I look forward to writing more music for you in the future, so I hope you enjoy.
All right, thank you so much.